Closing. Closing is the final step in executing a real estate transaction. It is when official ownership and payment is transferred to the rightful parties. Closing usually takes place after the purchase agreement is made and the title is now ready to be transferred. Co-op. A co-op is a nonprofit corporation complete with a board of directors and each resident is a shareholder. Perhaps the largest distinction between a condominium and a co-op is that most co-op associations require that a prospective purchaser be approved by a committee composed of current co-ownership. Co-ownership is when a title to one parcel of real estate is held by two or more individuals. Those parties are called co-owners or concurrent owners. Individuals may co-own property as tenants in common, joint tenants, or tenants by the entirety, or lastly, community property. Color of title. The legal concept of a claim to title appearing to be legally valid, but actually the claim is defective. Collateral. Something of worth promised to a lender as security for an obligation. Commercial property. Commercial property is a property that generates an income or salary. Commission. A commission is a fee paid to an agent for performing a transaction. Community property. Community property laws are based on the idea that husband and wife are equal, separate partners, rather than one like tenants by the entirety. Comparables. Another word for property sold in the same area seen on a property report. Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation and Liability Act of 1980, CERCLA. Also known as the Superfund. The Superfund is a United States federal government program designed to fund the cleanup of sites contaminated with hazardous substances and pollutants. Condemnation. The procedure used by a public or private entity with the powers granted from eminent domain to take privately owned real estate. Condominium. A condominium, often shortened to condo, is a type of living space which is similar to an apartment, but which is independently sellable and therefore regarded as real estate. Conspiracy to boycott. Conspiracy to boycott occurs when two or more persons or entities conspire to restrict the ability of someone from competing. This is unethical and highly illegal. Constructive eviction. Constructive eviction is a term used in the law of real property to describe a circumstance in which a landlord either does something or fails to do something that he has a legal duty to provide. Constructive fraud. Constructive fraud is best described as ignorance or lying without knowing you are lying. Contingent property. A contingent property means an offer for the property has been accepted, but there is a condition or contingency that is written into the contract and it must be met before the sale can go through. Contract. An agreement between two or more parties by law. Corporation. Corporations may be formed for profit or for nonprofit. A corporation is managed and operated by a board of directors. A corporation has certain rights, privileges, and liabilities beyond those of partnerships. Doing business as a corporation has its advantages and disadvantages. Cost approach. A real estate appraisal method that states the price a buyer pays for a property should equal the cost to build an equivalent building on the property. Counteroffer. A counteroffer is similar to a purchase agreement If a counteroffer is made, the original offer ceases to exist because legally the seller has rejected it. Datum. The set of data that equals heights and depths measured on a horizontal plane. DBA. Doing business as. Debt. Something owed or promised.